Got me some change, but I thrashed my gadget just man, cause I had my nigga. Battle, sticks, I rattled them up with a bag, so I had to grab. Got me some change, but I thrashed my gadget just man, cause I had my nigga.
I'm gonna get right into it. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Lincoln on the track.
As soon as LeBron made it common and then Russell Westbrook trademarked it, everybody wants to be the triple-double god now, simply. And if you don't got a triple-double, you better have a double-double. And if you don't got a double-double, you better have fucking 40 points or 20 assists, one of the other two, or fucking 40 rebounds.
Offense.
Everybody is dropping points right now, like back to back to back to back to back. I've been talking about this and I've been meaning to make a video about it, but they make a video, so I'm about to just react and then get mine off while they going at it. I bet. So, like I said, we're gonna start it off with the Solz and Sage one. Boom.
Luka's dropping 60 and D-Mitch almost had 80. Let's talk about it.
On your screen is a graph conveying how many 40-point games occurred in the NBA on a year-to-year basis since 1955, which is when the shot clock was implemented. This massive spike here is the iconic
Hold on. See, this be the thing, right? Why are we having suspenseful music with like NBA stats like that? Like it's a horror movie, or like not even a horror movie, like it's a thriller. You know what I mean? You would think they would have like the 2K settings. You know how the 2K beats got this shit up and it's just like max beats in your fucking ear? I feel like that's how people should put it on when they do their NBA videos. That jump be kind of hard.
1962 season, where Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points a game, and single-handedly years of basketball, there has been a noticeable increase.
Notice how everybody just be focused, especially like look how they just focused.
Increase in the frequency of 40-point games that has occurred on a year-to-year basis.
My question is, what the fuck happened here? Why the fuck was it so low in like 1998? I mean, I kind of know why, but that's just so crazy that the amount of 40-point games in the season was like on a rate similar to the 50s.
Hand check. So, no, I don't even know if that's what they talking about, to be honest with you.
That's kind of crazy.
Some goats overrated. Let's just leave it at that. My question is, y'all think Wilt was real? I'm starting to have this idea that bro ain't real, bro. Like, did anyone see him drop 100?
Actually, a better way for me to...
Bro, what's up with this narrative? People saying Wilt didn't really drop 100. Like, I'm not on that narrative. I'm not on either side of it because I don't really know. But what's up with this narrative about it? Like... People really don't believe Wilt dropped 100.
Really convey to you how common it is for us to see 40-point games in the NBA over the past few years is for me to show you the top 10 years in which the most 40-point games have occurred. And as you can see, 6 out of the top 10 years have happened within the past 6 seasons. And literally right outside of the top 10
that Jimmy High
is
Roller
this
ass
year
span,
with
span
91 40-point games. Yes, that is correct. We are not even halfway through the regular season.
Hey man, you know what else type I've been hearing a lot? Luka stands. Everybody is a Luka stan. Oh my gosh. I feel like this nigga has the strongest nuts on earth, by the way. So many people were hanging off of him. Like, for real. Like, there's so many people hanging on Luka's nuts. Don't get me wrong. He is, like, probably the best player in the NBA right now. Like, the way he been playing lately. But, like, for real, everybody been monkey nuts on top of Luka. For real. This shit is wild.
Been 91 40-point outings that the NBA has produced so far. But why is this happening? Since the beginning of the league, there has been one thing that has been constant, and that is change. And the significance and frequency of that change can be influenced by a myriad of different reasons.
Hey. So, like, I don't think anybody has ever touched on this, but, like, LeBron James, the best, like, wing three-point shooter, besides, like, Reggie Miller, like, that spot right there on the wing. I swear, every LeBron 3 highlight is either that one in the corner or he's on the wing, like, right there on the wing.
Scoring within a finite amount of time. Going back to the 40-point game graph, you can clearly see, even within a 10-year period, there has been a noticeable increase. And just for the people out there who think that I may be overreacting to outlier performances, what about season?
All right, so look, the stream fucked up. So the YouTube video that you're gonna see, it's gonna be a little choppy at the beginning, but now we straight now.
George doing 360 between the leg dunks. I mean, it did set the world on fire, but back then we would have called it the GOAT. So it's just crazy. It's crazy how like now these super athletic, like Ja Morant, for example, it's just normal. It's just like, all right, Ja's gonna do that tonight. Like, but come on, bro. Like, I hate to say it, greatness is normalized, but at the same time, I guess the bar at some point do gotta get raised because the offense of this game nowadays is just easy for these dudes, man.
I'm saying, I don't know if it's the defense. Like, I really don't know if it's the defense or not. But people really just do be scoring that will now. Like, look at Luka. This nigga Luka went like 5 games back to back with 40, bro. This nigga Darius was it that? No, it was the fucking Donovan Mitchell scored how much? Fucking 71, 81. Like this shit is wild. Like, who's guarding these niggas? Well, obviously nobody. Who can't guard these niggas? Like,
even like a triple-double, bro. I used to remember just fuck a triple-double. A double-double? Oh, this motherfucker got 20 and 10 tonight? Now it's just like, oh, you didn't get a triple-double? Mid. You got 17, 6, and 8. Mid-game. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But at the same time, like, as I've seen the NBA progress live in action, like right in front of my face, I also get why these things are being said. So
20 to 30 players averaging 20 points, it's increased to 30 to 40 different players. Until this year, where things really got out of hand. In the year 2023, there are 54 players who are averaging 20 points or better in the NBA. This is insane. 40 points. So what's going on?
Damn.
Yo.
Well, for starters, we have to talk about pace, one of the most overlooked variables when comparing different eras throughout NBA history, yet it is still the most impactful and consistent factor when it comes to measuring scoring from an individual or a team perspective. And honestly, I don't know why people don't bring this up more often when talking about all-time.
If we really talking about pace, then like niggas like LaMelo Ball wouldn't be in niggas top 50 list. If we was talking about pace, bro, then niggas like Kyrie Irving would definitely be higher than a lot more of the point guards. I was finna say Steph Curry, but nah, Steph Curry is type nasty at pace too. If we talking about pace, like, you really gotta break down a lot more than that being that fucking simple. Like, that is nigga talking about pace.
Great players. Every bit of information that we have at our hands throughout the 75 years that this league has existed has shown us that
hold on. Pace. This nigga Luka is dirt slow, bro. Like, this nigga Luka literally walks around niggas going at 100 miles per hour and still averages damn near 40. This shit is wild. Talking about fucking pace.
The higher the pace means that there's more possessions, and with more possessions means that there's more opportunity to score. And looking at the pace back in 1999 to 2009,
I don't understand.
There is a noticeable difference.
Just show the highlight.
And since 2019, the pace has been relatively the same over the past 5 years. However, this can't be the only contributing factor. Matter of fact, it can't even. Going back to the 1988 season, where the pace is just as fast as it is in today, attempts are relatively the same.
Oh my God.
And actually back then, the league average on free throw attempts was 29 times per game, and yet still at that time, the league average in terms of points where we are right now, where it's nearly 114. So there has to be something else going on, right?
I have a challenge for the comment section. Most of y'all will probably not even do this, but try to watch a full game from like the 1960s. You will be surprised with like the shit that they do. Just even watch a quarter, bro. Cause like they would just in an era where there isn't, actually there might have been a shot clock. I don't know, but they would just like run back and forth and just shoot in the first 5 seconds. Like shoot the dumbest shots ever. It's kind of funny because you would think back in the 60s it would be dribble down the court, pass, not open, pass, and just, you know what I'm saying, like some Spurs, like some Spurs basketball shit. But if you actually watch it, like 60s basketball is hella fucking hectic, bro. Same thing with like the 80s. They just be running up and down the court, bro. It's mad funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna try watching one of them shit.
I'm not even trolling. They hoop like me for real. I'm running down the court, throwing the shot up. Get back. They break. Go. Like, nah, it's memes. It's memes out there. I'm just shocked though, bro. I'm gonna bring it back up. I don't know if it picked me up. Yo, they had more free throws in the 80s. I thought you had calls for bad ref in the modern era and stuff, but they were throwing clotheslines and there was no calls on that. That's crazy. I'm a petty motherfucker.
They will call a foul on you for playing zone. That's beast mode. That's why. That's why there was hella fucking foul calls.
Well, you would be correct, because another major variable to the scoring outbursts are analytics. I know, depending on who you are, that is a big no-no word when having real hoop basketball conversations. The proof is in the pudding. If we can go back through our NBA history and find years where the pace and shot attempts are relatively similar to where we are today, but the amount of points that are being scored,
That was
the
a
long
nice
two-pointers
lay.
have
I
been
ain't gonna
replaced
hold
with
you.
more efficient and productive threes, and the level of volume that we're
Come on,
seeing
bro.
this year
What
is
is that?
historic.
What
Nearly
is that,
39% of the shots that have been attempted so
What
far this
is
year
that?
are three-pointers, a noticeable increase from where we just were 10 years ago, and that different mid-range jumpers or even post-up plays
No way
with an
he made that. What
influx
the
of
fuck?
relentless attacks to the basket has not only removed a lot of the
That's
shots within
crazy.
the mid-range area, but also it has increased the two-point percentage in the league to a
Can we just say the
historic
league
high
is
of
different
54%.
nowadays? Like, we just
And beyond
different
just
now.
threes and twos,
Like,
the free throw percentage
it's
is the
different.
highest it's been throughout NBA history. The turnover rate has been the lowest it's ever been. So yeah, even if you are one of the more purebreded real hoopers out there, or just an old head that gets caught up in nostalgia, the results are pretty undeniable. Another major factor to the scoring boom are rule changes. I know for some of my younger fans out there, you may be in denial about this or just unaware because you weren't watching basketball 20 or 30 years ago, leaning. And this is very important to highlight because when having this discussion, of course, many people are going to compare different eras throughout NBA history. And with rule changes having a heavy influence on how the game is played, it does not immediately mean that just because player A plays
Look now. Basketball is always basketball. Like, you put the ball in the hoop. No matter what, like, era it is, you had to put the ball in the fucking hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was Wilt averaging 100 back. I mean, averaging 50 back then. You got Luka averaging 40 now. And everything in between has just been hectic as fuck, bro. Like, I don't know why people want to just act like different eras didn't have. Every era has its own struggle of, like, different calls, different fouls. Like, now, you got the superstar calls. You touch the wrong player the wrong way, they're going to call it. You know what I mean? Back then, you know what I mean? You run a zone, you fucking really murder somebody on the court, bro. Like, bleep on the court, you feel me? Like, it's really going to call a foul. So it's like people be complaining. Or even like the handshake rule. When they had the handshake rule, you could carry. When they took it away, you can't carry no more. Like, what the fuck? You like, people act like every era didn't have their own discrepancy. Like, people just want something to complain about. I promise you.
in an era where there's more scoring means that he could go in another era and dominate just as well.
I'm not gonna lie, the thought that I've had while watching this video is just like, number one, just comparing eras just seem hella dumb. But number two, motherfuckers aren't gonna stop comparing. But just like looking at the differences between the era.
Hold on.
They're just.
I don't like how my man's kind of just like telepathic. I don't know how to. Cause I promise you I didn't pre-watch the video. I promise you I didn't. And I didn't get this far when I was on the stream. So like, I just said that and he was like, I promise you ain't nobody gonna stop comparing them. That's wild.
So many like differences that comparing a forward from the 80s to a guard now is like, let's start there. Comparing two players in different positions with different skill sets and different roles at different points in their career already sounds hella dumb. But then when you compare this player from 2023 to this player from 1985, like, we just look hella dumb.
Exactly.
But I understand it. I understand it because
Why?
the debates are fun. The debates are fun.
Okay.
Luka is
Okay.
the GOAT. He is. Like,
And
I
he
don't,
brought up fucking
and I'll argue
Luka.
with you till the end of time. So
I won't. It's not an argument. Luka's the GOAT. But outside of Luka, it is stupid. I still don't like all-time debates, really. Like, even on my channel, I've dibbled and dabbled back in the basketball content. And I can't bring myself to do the all-time list or ranking all-time. Because at some point, I just get like, all right, so here I am about to ignore these numbers for this player, but not really for this player. And then I'm going to have to explain every time, well, it's because, you see, back in this day, this is how they played, and this is impressive for this era. But then for 2023, this not as impressive. And then there's going to be the dude that's like, what do you mean? It's the same number. I just don't have time for it, bro. It's just whack. But I guess people want to know, so it'll sell. It'll definitely It'll definitely get his attention.
That just don't exist anymore, that have lifted restrictions and limitations of certain players in the league, especially the ones that play on the perimeter. However, even with all of those reasonable and legitimate variables and factors that I just highlighted, I do believe there is one clear explanation behind this new wave of scoring explosion innovation. A wise man once said, innovation is the unrelentless drive to break the status quo and develop anew where few have dared to go. And when it comes to the NBA, progressive mind states have really taken over the league, the imagery, and how the game of basketball has been played.
Can we talk about how weak that dunk is? Can we talk about it, or is that taboo?
This is done pretty fucking mid, if you ask me. I ain't gonna lie. Not even for Harris. It was just, what he do? Just like,
What you mean?
It's 6.
I can see the comment section right now. You do it, B-Soul.
I'm pretty.
Can we talk about
the 90s and 2000s? There was this belief that individual players had.
Can we talk about how weak that dunk is? Can we talk about it, or is that taboo?
When I was a kid,
it's done pretty fucking mid, if you ask me. I ain't gonna lie. Not even for Harris. It was just, what he do? Just like, it's 6.
I can see the comment section right now. You do it, B-Soul. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
I cannot. All right, you know what? But it's
you got me there. You got me there, bro. You got me there. You got me there.
In 2000s, there was this belief that individual players had roles and responsibilities based on the position in which they played in. And because of this, identities such as traditional point guards or a true big A. And all of that has resulted into a slew of volume scorers who have the capability of also managing an offense with their playmaking and ball handling abilities. Now, to be fair, this playing style has always existed in the NBA, but what ended up occurring when these players started to exercise their full capability offensively is that they were normally chastised and identified as selfish players or ball hogs, and the whole idea of having a volume scorer being able to handle and manage the offense was talk about wins in which was not winning style of basketball. But now
y'all want to talk about it? So like everybody play, like pretty much all the superstars play exactly how AI used to play. But he used to be called selfish, and like now you got people taking like 50 shots a game. Like you had Donovan Mitchell. Come on now, like. Come on now, really. But AI is the most selfish player ever in the NBA. Come on. Will averaged 50 before that. If I'm not mistaken, this nigga AI was like leading his team in assists too, wasn't he? I like at least like 2 or 3 of those years. Like, am I wrong? And at that, like, wasn't he like a defensive staple every single year? So like, off of that. That's just one of my favorite players. Don't talk about my nigga AI, bro.
Now in today's game, the mentality has shifted and changed, and I think a lot of that has to do with the innovation that LeBron brought to the table. Early in Bron's career, not only did he display a feel for the game that made him an exquisite passer, but also complemented that skill set with a level of volume scoring that made him practically impossible to defend. And unlike many of his predecessors, the level of success that he has seen throughout his career, in particular between 2007 and 2016, was so astonishing that it had to be duplicated in the upcoming era. And so now this philosophy is so openly accepted that we even give it a name. We talked about this in my last video, the heliocentric star, where you have one individual who has a significant amount of influence on his team's offense. Now, what does all of this have to do with what we're talking about? Well, in today's game, because this ideology is much more openly accepted, what's starting to happen is that you have these players who practically always exist in the NBA history, the ones who can go for 20, 30, or even 40 on any given night, now have the ability to initiate the offense. So instead of the game slowing down, teams running sets that put their best offensive player in positions to score the basketball, that player is bringing the ball up and is immediately a threat to score as soon as he crosses the half-court line. And the numbers back this up as well. The amount of players who have a usage rating of 30 or higher is at an all-time high. Also, with volume scoring players having the ball in their hands more predominantly, players having the ability to average 20 or 25 points while still contributing 5 or more assists.
I think he just figured out what broke the league. I think he just figured it out, but nobody just like, it's just like some unspoken thing. But I'm gonna talk about it. Like, I'm gonna say it. So look, everybody's a ball handler now. There's no position where there's not a predominant ball handler anymore. And like, It used to be get the rebound, kick it to your point guard. Now it's get the rebound, take it up, and start the set. Anybody can start the set. And like, if your star player is a center, like Jokic, he can run point guard. If your star player is a small forward like LeBron, Giannis, any other small forward favorite to blank, you feel me? They can pretty much take the ball over the court. Same thing with like teams where their point guard are the scorers. Like this nigga said, Steph Curry could walk up the court and pass half court. It can immediately just torch your team every time. Like that's exactly what happened. Like the predominant scorer became the ball handler / the playmaker became the ball handler too. Like there's nobody who can't be a threat, possibly. And that's what broke the league.
Well, out of those 54 players who are averaging 20 or better, 26 of them are averaging 5 assists or more. How astonishing is that? Well, between 1985 to 1995, there were only 24 players who had the ability to average 20 points and 5 assists within at least one season. Bring up other aspects, and I do believe there's some validity to some of the concerns that you may bring up in the comment section below, such as the league being more perimeter oriented. That is true, and it certainly contributes to what I'm talking about. However, when you look at big men as well, their ability to handle and initiate offenses has increased also. Giannis, Jokic, Zion, Domantas Sabonis, just to name a few. But then you even have players such as Joel Embiid, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Pascal Siakam this year, all having career highs in assist totals. I know many people are going to highlight the analytics aspect of it, and that is true. Getting threes over two certainly helps. However, there are certain players in today's game who don't shoot that many threes, such as Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant, who still are having some of the greatest scoring seasons of their entire career.
I think another reason too, and I do agree LeBron had a factor in this, is taller players just realize, I think KD had a factor in this too. Taller players just realize, yo, I don't have to be a low post big. Like, give me the ball in the perimeter. I got a height advantage over a lot of these motherfuckers. And if I can work on my game enough so that I can also have a speed advantage, nah, it's over for a lot of y'all. And that's how we get players like a Luka, like a Kevin Durant, like a Tyrese Halliburton, like a LaMelo Ball. And that was just more common. I have this theory when it comes to the...
Can we stop bringing up Luka when it comes to speed? He knows how to dribble fast, not move fast. That shit just make me mad. He's probably the greatest player right now, but like, no, stop doing that shit.
Evolution of just NBA basketball that, and like, I think we're getting closer there too. In 10 years, 15 years, maybe even sooner, everyone is just going to be like 6'4" and up, 6'5" and up. Everyone is going to have guard-like skills. Everyone can defend multiple positions. And that's going to be the name of the game, to be honest with you. There's not going to be much room for the small guard who's highly skilled because taller players are getting skilled. There's not going to be much room for the traditional low post big man who's a good rim protector because you can probably find someone who can rim run better and also protect the rim and also stretch the floor. I just think that's going to be the name of the game. We'll see, but I really do think like we are getting very, very close to that point if you see the lineups of like the top teams in the...
Victor. Like that nigga, his prime example, bro. They just gonna keep listing names off every time. Like, just gonna keep listing names off every time. Nigga, it's like a 7'4" AI. Like, no bullshit. He's like a 7'4" Allen Iverson without the... Matter of fact, I don't even know about his defense yet.
The league. Like, if you look at the Denver Nuggets, that's pretty much what they are. Pretty much.
I think they're the biggest coming back. I think them 7-footers, as you said, not only learned all that, but they realized, yo, I can pass the ball. Like Ish Smith can pass. I can pass the ball. If you're telling me as long as I pass the ball like Ish Smith, I'm a point guard, say less. I'm gonna go out here get more assists than him. I'm gonna see over the defense so I know who's open all the time. And we gonna play at my pace. We ain't gonna run up and down the court for real. I'm gonna hit the low block. I look over my shoulder, or there's a double team, over my head, or whatever. I think to go off of your talk or whatever, I do see an era like that as well. But I personally think it's going to be even a little bit worse than that. I think it's going to be the exceptions. Either Curry Jr. about to pull up, or it's just going to be another 7-footer, and it's just going to be the 5 bigs dominating forever, plus Luka. Yeah, I think this era about to be crazy with either big men or the non-6'7" can defend. Or I think the exceptions to that standard, because I do agree that's going to be the standard. I think the exceptions to that standard are about to dominate real soon. I think the next era of basketball is all anomalies. All of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think there's gonna be another Steph Curry. But if you're a 6'3" guard that really wants to be a superstar in the league, you gotta be like Steph Curry level to really stand out. I think that's what Sage is saying, and I definitely agree. Like, you have to be at, like, Trae Young and up, I think is the bar. If you're anything lower, you're gonna be a bench player. No one is gonna build a team around you. But if you're Trae Young and up, and you can show that you can average 30 and 10 on a nightly basis, then you got a shot. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to smaller guards having a tougher time getting into the league. Like, it was already tough, you know, growing up for like the 5'9", 5'8" guard to make it to the league. But I think we're also gonna get to a point where the 6'1", 6'2" guards, yeah, I'm sorry, that ain't tall enough. I'm sorry. Which is crazy to say.
That shit is
Look
wild.
at bro like, you're a little short. Sorry.
You can ride the bench though. You can be Peyton Pritchard.
Oh yeah, they in the league. They just not that guy. They just not that guy anymore.
And as I say that, I also do not believe that it's a coincidence that we're starting to see an increased role in ball handling responsibilities with KD and Kawhi. FYI, their assist numbers are also going up as well. And even to a more extreme example, we have someone like DeMar DeRozan, who doesn't shoot threes, and when he doesn't make them at any respectable clip, and yet still he has the ability to have some of the greatest scoring seasons of his career over the past 3 to 4 years. And once again, it's not coincidental that his responsibility as a ball handler and playmaker has increased alongside with his assist totals. And oh yeah, be very mindful that those 3 examples that I just gave you, they've been in the NBA for several years now. So we can look at what they once were back in their earlier years, compared in expectations.
Everybody want a triple-double now. Now that LeBron made a comment,
set an all-time high, which has produced much more well-rounded.
As soon as LeBron made a comment and then Russell Westbrook trademarked it, everybody wants to be the triple-double guy now, simply. And if you don't got a triple-double, you better have a double-double. And if you don't got a double-double, you better have fucking 40 points or 20 assists, one of the other two, or fucking 40 rebounds.
Offensive pieces, and instead of having someone set them up, volume scorers now have a direct impact on the game, which gives them more opportunities to score. And I do believe that is a major contributing factor to yielding these type of results. But hey, that's just a theory of mine. I do believe all those other factors play a massive role as well. But I don't want people to overlook the innovation that I believe has brought us to this point as well in NBA history.
Hey man, shout out to Low for the video. I definitely agree, LeBron. We're really seeing his influence, and for anyone that says LeBron.
Okay. Good video by them. Definitely a W video by them. No, I agree. Because all the dumb shit in the league started with fucking LeBron. I know I moved on, but like I know like all the dumb shit started with LeBron. You know what I mean? So it's just everybody want a fucking triple-double. Everybody need to be 6'8", handle the ball, play defense, dunk, shoot threes, all that shit just to be good now. Like that is wild.